2025 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix will host a championship decider for the first time since that fateful night in 2021. We have Lando Norris leading the championship by just 12 points, with Max Verstappen in P2 and Oscar Piastri P3 a further 4 behind. At the midway point of the season, not many would have accepted a scenario where Piastri would be third in the championship and Max Verstappen would have a realistic chance of winning it. Such has been the twists and turns. We now head to Yas Marina with that very scenario. Lando Norris just needs to finish on the podium. It's as simple as that for the British driver. At the same time, there is a condensed field where the gaps in place between teams are not much. At the same time as that, there's not much clarity on who should have the faster car here, as both Red Bull and McLaren would have their respective strengths and weaknesses. What we know for sure is that come race weekend, we're going to have Max Verstappen, who had the team take the mind games to a whole other level. One thing that would have shaken the confidence of McLaren is what happened in Qatar. That was a debacle of epic proportions, where it more or less gifted Max Verstappen a win. The issue with such a scenario is that the team's been gifting points to the Dutch driver aplenty over the last few races, and it's starting to hurt. To add into this, McLaren goes into the F1 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix with not one but 2 title contenders. How does it maintain fairness? And how does it not end up coming up on the wrong end of the stick here? For new fans, this will be the shades of the 2016 title decider, where it's not as simple as Hamilton and Verstappen going into the race on level of points. Hamilton needed to hope Rosberg finished outside of the podium, which of course didn't happen. And that's kind of similar story here for Max Verstappen, but you've also got that added factor, of course, of Oscar Piastri there. But yeah, in terms of informed driver, it really is hard to look past Max Verstappen, isn't it? He's really come into this one just in incredible form, and yeah, it's remarkable how we're even in this situation, to be honest. And out of form, you'd have to say it's McLaren. They're desperate for a straightforward race. Luckily, Abu Dhabi might well provide it with that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Max Verstappen, of course, has the opportunity to become the second F1 driver to win 5 consecutive crowns. But more importantly, he has the momentum and he has the experience as well from that 2021 race, whereas the McLaren team just don't have that. And yeah, the team in general for a long, long time. So yeah, it's going to be a very easy one. Very hard one, sorry, to predict. It's going to be no surprise that McLaren will probably come into this with the faster car, but Red Bull seem to have the better execution and arguably the better driver too. You could see Max Verstappen risking it all, going for his dive bombs. Who knows? It's going to be interesting. But yeah, you also can't forget Mercedes as well. Antonelli's really been shining recently. Russell, as we know, is very, very good as well. So yeah, it's going to be intriguing to see if they can get in the mix too, and what impact that might have on the title race. I think as well, Williams, I don't know if they'll be able to get in the mix, but long straights have generally been their forte. P5, they can just go for it as well. But yeah, the one thing that I think will be really, really bad for Max Verstappen in this title race is Yuki Tsunoda, obviously out of F1 after this weekend. And to be honest, can you really argue against it with his form for most of this season? It seems very unlikely that he'll be able to play a role and support Max Verstappen in this. Which is not going to help. So yeah, it's going to be 2v1. Could that be an advantage or a disadvantage with Pyros? Who knows? It'll be an intriguing scenario if we get to a position where Piastri needs to let Norris pass to win the title. I'm sure he'd do it, but yeah, that would be juicy, wouldn't it? And it'd be intriguing to see how that goes down. So yeah, lots of very intriguing questions this weekend, and I cannot wait. And on Friday practice, it was Lando Norris who topped both practice sessions, and yeah, the McLaren looked pretty strong. Max Verstappen seemed there or thereabouts in practice 1, maybe a bit further back in practice 2, but yeah, just in general, race and qualifying runs, the McLaren's looking very strong. Piastri maybe has a bit of pace to find, which is probably natural after missing FP1, but yeah, I mean, Norris is looking mighty, and at this point it kind of feels like there may be something that needs to go wrong for it to slip out of his hands. And before I go, my predictions for this weekend, I think it's going to be a good weekend for Oscar Piastri. Do you know what I mean? The pressure's off. He can basically just go into it all guns blazing. It's a track, high grip, that could suit him, like Qatar as well. So I'm going to say it will be a pole and a win for Piastri, which will really leave him ruin those previous finishes over the last few races. I think Verstappen will be in second, and I think Norris in third will bring it home. I think he'll win the championship, maybe just by being a steady Eddie. He doesn't need to do anything spectacular, and I think he will have enough to bring it home. It should be quite simple one stop, which will suit McLaren as well in terms of just bringing it home, and hope, pray to God, that they don't have any reliability issues or anything like that.
Hey guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.